Hello from our motorhome that we have spent nearly 10 days. We finish tomorrow, and this video is just specifically on an honest review on mainly the inside of the motorhome. And in this video, you are going to hear the pros and the cons and honest about it.
From our point of view.
From our point of view, just our point of view and experience in camping and traveling in motorhomes. And if you haven't seen already, I'll leave a link to our motorhome tour from Europe from 2 years ago, and you can see that tour as well. These guys are great. The motorhome is from Cruisin Motorhomes. They are nationally around Australia. We dealt directly with them in Hobart for this particular one. We are not going to do a tour of the outside and what things the actual motorhome has, because they do a fantastic 20-minute video that has all of that, which they get you to watch before you actually hire the motorhome. I will link that below and you can check that out. So in this video, you will learn the pros and the cons. We will give you tips on things to bring with you to make your experience a little bit better as well. What else?
Yeah, we'll just break it down a little bit. There's some things that are definitely different between Australian motorhomes and the way they're manufactured and the way that European motorhomes are manufactured. And we've done some extensive looking because we're obviously doing a lot of this and hiring motorhomes and so forth, because inevitably we would like to buy a motorhome ourselves, and we just want to try and get the best of all worlds. We've made the decision between working between a vehicle and a caravan, or do we want to go a motorhome? Our decision, and we'll talk about that throughout the video, is that we're looking at a motorhome over a car and caravan scenario.
Perfect example when you're traveling like now is it's raining. We'd already got a coffee and I had treaties that were trying to eat up all of our snacks and stuff, and even though it's pouring rain, we don't have to get out of the vehicle, and I could make some snacks and just give them back to Mark. We will start on driving and we will come back to you and go through all of those. So stick with us, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's learn some tips. We're here to help you learn from our adventures. Okay, so we will start with, this is called a 4-berth Seeker, and I'll leave the link. They're very, very similar. There's an Adventure and a Seeker. There's a 6-berth. It is actually a 6-berth, so it's got a double bed up here, double bed at the back, and you can convert the table as well to a double bed. It is a Avida. Do have to show you though, this countryside here is absolutely beautiful, even though she wants to tell us the directions while we're driving, which is great. But yeah, absolutely beautiful. So Mark, over to you.
So motorhomes of this type are converted on a truck base. So this particular one that we've got at the moment is a Fiat. It's the Fiat small range of truck bases, and this is again is only our view and our opinion on things, and it's mainly born around experience. This particular unit is a front wheel drive, and the challenge that you get when you go motorhoming and caravanning, those sorts of things, is you do end up in situations where you're on grass or you're on gravel or loose gravel and that sort of stuff in a lot of the areas that you're going to go camping. The front wheel drive, with the weight that these units carry, so the actual conversion itself plus what you put in it, plus when you've got water tanks, every litre of water is a kilo. So this has got 110 kilos worth of water in it, plus the grey water tanks and your black water tanks. So we've had a lot of wet weather on this particular trip. Anywhere where we've gone off-road, so onto grass or gravel, we lose traction almost immediately. Where we pulled up last night, I was able to get off gravel and had the rear wheels on a grassed area, and I went maybe a metre onto the grassed area with the front wheels before we lost traction completely. And it's only that we're on a downhill slope that it allowed us to sort of roll out. If we had to drive out up a slight incline, we would not have gained traction on the front wheel drive. So it's something to be wary of. Mercedes and your heavier brands of light truck, they are a rear wheel drive and usually a dual axle. So you've got 2 wheels at the back or a dual axle. So you're going to gain more traction capability. So you really need to consider where you're going to go with your motorhome. I personally have decided against the Fiat for us because we do go into areas which are a little bit further apart and a little bit more, not off-road, but certainly areas where I want to gain traction. And the slipperiness of the roads here in Tasmania with the weather that we've had, and also the cold up in Cradle Mountain, the snowing in Cradle Mountain, any ice on the roads, you're going to lose traction on this type of a vehicle with the weight very quickly. So I'd rather err on the side of a little bit of a heavier chassis and go with something like you're a Mercedes or a heavier truck brand, heavier light truck brand. Automatic is fantastic though, and the Fiat for a general conversion, probably a great thing for those people that are doing shorter trips. The conversion itself is done by Avita. Now, we've looked at the Avita brands ourselves. Love the Avita brand, love the Avita quality, but I think from seeing this, there are two parts in the quality range that they run. This particular unit, as you can probably hear in the background, and we've had 9 days of traveling and trying to stop rattles. There are some like huge rattles.
Yeah, in the first day that we had it, in the first hour, I could see Mark getting frustrated. So we went around, and here's your tip number one. You need to establish, okay, what could possibly be moving? Now, they have already done a great job and put in all of the drawers, the non-slip material, so that, your plates don't move, your cups don't move, and those things. But here's the first thing. We're like, what is that rattle right behind me? And it's the microwave. So first stop that we had, we opened up the microwave and we took out the glass plate and the little, what do you call it underneath?
Plastic
roller tray. And we put that on the very back bed. And that's our first movement is, as soon as we stop somewhere for the night, we put it back into the microwave or we sit it up on top, and before we're about to leave, it goes on the back bed, because that does a lot of rattling. Then couldn't figure out, went into the oven grill, and sure enough, there's a tray in there where you can put your stuff in. Took that out, put that in the cupboard. That stopped a lot of rattling. And then we couldn't figure out as well all the cupboard doors.
So on the cupboard doors, when they manufacture them, and you've got them in houses as well, there's little clear dots they put against the cupboard doors so that your door closes against. Well, in this particular van, when they put those on, none of them are actually touching the shelf. They're all just hanging in the air. So we stopped off at a small hardware store, and I bought about 1 metre long of little self-adhesive felt tabs. And I went and put them on all of the doors, because all the doors were literally just banging against the actual shelves itself. And that stopped a lot of the big noises.
Yeah, so it's pretty good. So, let us know what you think you can hear. I mean, the roads are pretty good when you're looking. We're on main highways and stuff. It still bounces a lot. So that's a couple of the cons. Pros, really comfy seats. They have armrests on them, which are really good. They're all adjustable, so this one comes down underneath it. You can turn the dial and you can have that higher or lower. How do you find the driving seat?
Yeah, driving seat's very comfortable. You do, especially on windy roads, these side armchairs that Caroline's talking about come really good, because it helps support you as you're moving backwards and forwards. And the fact that they can rotate, and not that it's advantageous for my seat as a driver, but certainly Kayleen's, she can rotate that around at night, and it gives me a little bit more leg room to actually put my legs down the aisle way down the back of the camper itself. So that's nice, and they're quite a comfortable seat. They recline back as well. You are limited in the capability of the seat because of the size of the cab, but yeah, most definitely very comfortable.
Yeah. Things that they provided that are also really comfy, another pro. The linen is really good. I was really worried, you're going to do 10 nights of, how's the pillow going to be? Pillows and the actual linen, like the sheets and the doona and the covers, are actually really comfy and really warm. We were not cold at all, and we had spots where we were down to
-5.
Yeah, -5. So that was no problem at all. Really, really liked that. Now the bedding, the particular one that we have called the Seeker, the reason why it is you got an extra pillow pack mattress that goes over the top of at the bed at the very back. So the table, this is where the 6-seater table is, and it will convert down to a bed. Well, we paid the extra to have it that it was already converted, because you have all of your cushions and it becomes a Tetris set. And if you look back at our Europe one, we had the issue of you kept falling down the crack. This, you pay for the extra pillow pack, and it also has a mattress protector on it, and you leave it made up all the time. That was so good. We were really impressed. The first 2 nights, great night's sleeps. Normally it takes a couple of nights. You go camping, not comfortable. Really, really comfy. Do it. Have that. It's so much better to do. Now, we'll go back a step and full disclosure and let you know what the breakdown is on costings, because people go, is it worth doing a motorhome? It is expensive now around Australia to travel around anywhere. Accommodation, your food, your meals, everybody knows people are doing it tough. It is expensive to go out. We did a cost comparison between hiring a vehicle and then staying in places. We had to do the first night in an Airbnb, and I think that was even around 200 and something dollars. This works out to 213 a day starting price. We paid for 10 nights, we paid $2,733.50. That was because we paid the extra premium to have no bond and no excess if there was anything, and then everything was included. We just wanted for peace of mind, we didn't have to worry about anything. The only thing it doesn't cover, and that's on any of them, is the awning. You've got to be careful on that. We actually haven't even had the awning out at all. So there you go on that.
Opportunity, because it's been raining a lot. When we do pull up somewhere, we're going walking through towns and looking around and those sorts of things. So we haven't. It's not as if we pulled up somewhere and we're staying there for 2 or 3 days.
We've only once stayed 2 nights, haven't we?
Yeah, 2 nights, and that was in a national park area.
Kreations, yeah.
There was no room to put the awning out anyway. It's worked out for us that paying the extra on the insurance just gives you that little bit of peace of mind. So you could make some savings there.
Yep.
And in the cost comparison, by the time we hired a motor car, we're still going to pay for fuel. Yes, there is, something of this size will use more fuel.
It is a diesel.
And it is diesel. You're still getting reasonable fuel economy out of these. And we're also not paying the accommodation overnight. And because Airbnb is so popular these days, and the pricing of Airbnb is really
gone up a lot.
It's gone up quite considerably to what it was when we were traveling throughout the States and in some of our previous videos. By the time you add your overnight accommodation, then you add the cost of a motor car, you're actually more expensive than hiring the motorhome itself.
Yeah, and so far we have only paid for accommodation 2 nights, and that was in Kreations National Park, and it was $16 per night for a powered site, which is fantastic. Now that is, got to give kudos to Tasmania Parks and Wildlife. They are next level. You do your park pass and then you can stay in those places, and their actual campgrounds are fantastic. Majority of them are on the east coast. They didn't have any in the Cradle Mountain area, but we were able to find a free camping place. Obviously then you can't hook into power. That's, a con in the fact that if you want to have the heater on, you've got to be plugged into power. We were not freezing cold or anything like that. It was great, so no issues at all. So after Sheffield stopping in that amazing cafe, and then we went through Deloraine, and then we turned right, and we thought we'll head down the centre past the Great Lakes, which we have done in summer, and we do have a video on that. We were not expecting that that's where we would see snow and blue sky and ice on the road. And obviously we're driving very slowly. Mark's doing under 50 kilometres now, probably around 40, 45, but really nice. That was kind of what we were hoping to see in Cradle Mountain. Instead, nice, pleasant surprise.
Have to agree. Sorry, a little bit focused on driving on the wet parts of the road, because not a lot of traffic has come up here during the day. It's not bad now, but where some of the areas we were going through, lots of snow on the ground and very slippery. Yeah, try and drive where the other cars have driven, where it's watery.
Starting to clear up a bit now, and then we're going to pull over at the Great Lakes lookout. Mark's a little bit excited.
Because it's snowing, little fluffy snowballs. You can see them little floaty little snowflakes floating around.
And this is the Great Lake. I mean, it doesn't look like a lake, it looks like the ocean. There's whitecap. And we've just stopped here to make some lunch, and
little bit of soup for the soul, and it started snowing for us. What a better way to end a holiday.
That's very cool, unexpected.
Yes.
Okay, so we will continue on with our pros and cons of the motorhome. Here's another thing that we don't enjoy. It's great that they want to have a TV, which we haven't been able to use in any of it. This has been a head donker so many times because this is your prep area. Ready?
You're working here and you're prepping around the TV.
Yes. That is just really, really frustrating. But good, the drawers like we were talking about, that's really good.
That's the felt, self-adhesive.
Another thing, here's what we went and bought. We bought a mat, a door mat. This was the best thing that we went and did. Super surprised as to why you wouldn't have one in them. When we were in the motorhome in Europe, that was great. So we were told like everything would be supplied. Yes, you've got your linen, you've got your towels, you have tea towels by 2. No face washers, no hand towel. Dishwashing. So they had the dishwashing detergent, no sponges to wash the dishes or anything like that with. So that's a bit of a challenge. And no garbage bin or anything. So we had bought some wine or our first night. So we kept the box, and then we continually just changed out the bag that we would have from buying some groceries, and we would do that. Here's my biggest tip that I would say for you to bring with you. Oh, hang on, snow. Side note, more pretties. It's snowing a little bit more. No blue sky left, it's all snowing. That's super cool. Here's my number one tip that I would say to you to bring is have like your own little pack that you might bring that would have a dishcloth, or be prepared to go and buy it. Sometimes I do carry with me, throw me the cloth, the pink one there, babe, and throw me the chucks. So I carry Norwex cloths with me. So this has been great as an extra dishcloth. And then
but for me, I would suggest these because you don't have a lot of water, and using cloths like these, more difficult to wash out when they get stuff in them. At least these, use them, throw them up, throw them away.
Yeah, and look, I do agree. This was just good. This actually wipes up and absorbs things. You know, your ones like these don't absorb a lot, but they were great for if there was something really, really dirty, you could do that. So here's where eating up our last of our food and cooking up. That has been great. You will save yourself a lot of money. Buy those. Have your own little pack of dishwasher stuff, or be prepared to spend that. I'm going to give these guys some feedback. The doormat is my biggest thing because yes, you get a broom, which comes with it, but you are sweeping out all the time. And in places that you're going a little bit of dirt, it's so much easier to just wipe your feet when you come in. We would have thongs with us, and we have, because in case you want to go to, you know, any amenities which have other showers, then you can take that with you. Oh my gosh, it's really snowing now. That is so cool as we are making food. Pros on a motorhome, really good that you can cook your own food. Great size fridge, really good. Fits a heap. We have never filled this at any point. We would save money on, we would make bacon eggs every morning. So we would just you can buy local produce here in Tasmania. That's fabulous. Oh, the butter that I was talking about in a previous video, next level, local. We actually drove past them today. Ashgrove herb and garlic butter. Oh my gosh, the best. Absolutely divine. And you get lots of other local things like your Kaymar local yogurt, jams, really good. Honey. We got some local honey, which is around somewhere, which we will use. How to save on dishwashing. Let the cook just eat out of the pot as we look out over here. That is a massive pro.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, you just go, oh, I'm hungry. Let's go stop at the Great Lakes, and all of a sudden it starts snowing. It's like that commercial for MasterCard. Oh, you can buy with a MasterCard, you know, anything else, priceless. This is priceless.
It's just beautiful. Really is.
Yeah. Next pro, love the gas. Gas cooking. It comes with 2 gas bottles, and we have only just changed over to the second gas bottle this morning. 4.5 kilo, there you go. Hear from the expert on that. Drawers and cupboards are great, so we've been able to put things up in here. Heaps of cupboard space to be able to put clothes and things like that. We're giving it to you raw because I've got the suitcase out because I'm packing up, obviously, and there's no room to actually put a suitcase to actually then pack up. So this is where it is. I'm starting to pack one of the suitcases. This is where the plate from the microwave we put there. Oh, this is the extra cushioning. Okay, so that's what mattress, and this is the extra. We leave the bed made. Well, it's very hard to make a bed, and it's short at that end. Now, the bathroom. Yes, it's great to have everything on one side. Toilet, you're on an angle. Shower. I have had a shower in here, and it is really good. This closes, magnetic, but we have probably, I think I've had 2 showers in there because we try not to, because otherwise you're going to use up all of your water. I think we've had 2 hot showers at places since we've been on the road. Just do like a bird bath. That's what we called it, like we did when we were kids camping. There you go. No real storage for your shoes. We've had to try and lift that up and get into it. We've put shoes in underneath here. Makes it a little bit easier, but difficult to get into. Now,
if that was a drawer like this, so much better.
Yeah. In summary, would we hire this type of motorhome again? No, but
Unless
it is.
there was no other option.
Yeah, it is very hard to find the option that we like. So far, the option from Europe, and look, because Europeans just know how to do things really well. And, you know, we are tiny in Australia compared to in Europe. And they've got so many sorts of motorhomes. And they were just amazing. And we loved that how the motorhome over there, you felt like it was a bedroom. You had kind of the door here and you had a shower on one side, and that we'll link that again so you can have a look. That was fabulous. And storage room, because the bed, you would take a few steps up and you'd have heaps of room for storage. We haven't been able to do that. One suitcase is under this bed.
Little thing, for example, the door for this opens that way. So you're in the bathroom, not a lot of room to dry yourself or do anything. You need to step out to the hallway to do anything. You're open to the world. If the door just opened this way and closed this area off, then you'd have access to the whole bathroom, and this area here, you can put the blinds down, you get a little bit of privacy. So for a unit that's supposed to be for 6 people, 2 here, 2 there, 2 up there, you're really kind of open to the world. And something as simple as a little door that opened up toward the kitchen would close you off, and at least you'd have some privacy. Yeah. So it's those little things that aren't thought of that may be a better way to go. Because as well as that, me and my height, I can stand in here, which is great, except for where the air conditioner is. But for me to get on that toilet with the door shut, I don't fit. Like, I just cannot get onto the toilet. So I've got to have the door open with my legs hanging out in the hallway. Not so much fun.
That's why we find really nice coffee shops that we can go to, and you can just go outside if you need to go and write your name in the snow. Alrighty. Well, we hope that that's not too negative. We try to be as honest as we can on giving a review so it can help you guys. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you so much for following along on our adventure. We really, really appreciate it. And stay tuned for our next adventures. Wave. Wow, we have never had this before, ever. But literally, we could see it coming and it was like, is this fog or is this a snowdrift? And it's come with wind. Mark's doing amazingly. Wow, I hope that you can get the vibe of it.
The awesomeness. The
awesomeness of the scariness of, we're only doing like 70, but it still feels like we're doing like 50. And it'll probably come and go, people going past us, but we would rather be safe. Be safe. Always be safe.
Rather a large van, because there's quite a lot of wind with this as well.
Yeah, especially coming from the top bed awning that overhangs. You can see it just up here. Wow. It's a shame. I'm sorry I missed like the lead up to it, because you're like, is it? Is it not? And then all of a sudden it was. It'll be so quick. And like, this is only a couple of minutes later. Just see it coming towards us. It's coming from the right. It's coming from the west. And, you know, we've got a bit of blue sky still. And the flurries may have gone. And the lake is over this side to the left.